Welcome to Change Nation. I'm Ariane, and today I'm very excited to have the fabulously talented Lisa Nichols. For those of you who saw The Secret, Lisa is one of the bright, shining experts in that best-selling movie. She's also a world-class speaker. She is the author of a New York Times best-selling book, No Matter What. And she's also what I call a change optimist. She's someone who has navigated a lot of change in her own life, always found the positive, and has certainly used her life experience to be able to inspire and help other people. So we're incredibly excited to have her on the show today. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Ariana. I'm excited to be with you. And hello, everyone.
So Lisa, for those who might not be familiar with you or your journey, your story, give us a couple of highlights of this extraordinary life that you've had to this point. And it's far from being over, that I know.
Well, I was that student that didn't show up anywhere on the radar. I was a C student. On my best day, I was a C plus student. So I was that kid that didn't quite figure out what she wanted to do or what she was good at or what life was going to look like after school. So I was the one who just sort of went by, the invisible student. So there wasn't any excelling in any area. And early in my life, I realized that I was a people pleaser. I wanted everyone to like me at any cost, even at the cost of my own joy and my own happiness. I wanted to be liked by my friends, and I wanted to be liked and told and shown my beauty by men. Those brought some pretty interesting experiences that really caused me to get to such a place of actually emptiness that I had to stop and realize that no one else can fill my tank but me. And when I started that journey, the journey wasn't started out of a desire to be super wonderful in the world and to be a super achiever. Really, my journey started as a way of saving myself. It was very personal. I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to be a motivational or inspirational speaker or transformational coach. I just needed change myself.
Lisa, how do you think of yourself today? How do you describe yourself?
A change agent. I'm a change agent. I believe that I am America's permission, or international permission slip to do whatever, however, whenever, with whomever. I am an example of, the little engine that could. It's like the engine that didn't have the best mechanics, didn't have the best tires, but the little engine just wouldn't stop. That's what I believe I'm an example about, that with whatever you've been given.
So I love the permission engine. What is something that you've given yourself permission to do that in your wildest dreams you didn't think you would actually get done? Because I think people need to hear that they're allowed to think big, that they do have permission. And if you're the one to give them permission, even better.
Yeah. Oh, I love that question. And I'm going to give you something really big, and I'm going to give you something really personal. That's also really big for me. One was I received a fail in English, and my English teacher told me that I was the weakest writer she'd ever met in her entire life.
I hope you wrote to her and said, I'm a New York Times bestselling author.
No, I trust she'll see it on the list, and she'll see the book with my face in the stores. But for me to give myself permission to write a bestseller and to expect it to be a bestseller while I was writing it, that's one, huge. And then the other thing that I gave myself permission that I really thought for 10 years, 13 years, that I'd never do was to lose 35 pounds. That I was obese for a long time. I put on weight as a jacket to cover my heart. After being hurt in so many relationships, I realized that I needed to protect myself. And that the weight was the answer that wasn't the answer, but it was the best answer I had at the time. And I didn't even know that I was doing it for that reason. You know how I replaced one pain for another pain. And so recently in the last year and a half, I got to the core. Writing the book actually helped me because I wrote a chapter called Why Do I Wear This Jacket? And I really had to look at it. And I made a commitment when I finished the chapter in the book that by the time the book came out, that I would have taken off the jacket to some level. So that was a big permission for myself personally to take off my jacket called weight.
So for a lot of people, you're a huge success. People look at you and probably think, wow, she's really done it. For people who are watching this, listening to this, who really don't feel anywhere close to being a success, don't even know how to start,
Right.
what's the first thing you tell them?
Number one is success is personally defined by everyone. And as you're creating success, create holistic success. My biggest successes are the things that people don't even see. It's the fact that my 14-year-old son calls me his best friend to his friends. That's bigger. That's bigger than any book deal that you can give me. That's bigger than sitting across from Larry King or beside Oprah, that my 14-year-old son calls me his best friend. Creating holistic success is really important. I would say first get in the mirror. We talked earlier about giving yourself permission. The first place I went was the mirror. It'll sound a little hokey. It'll feel a little funny, but get in the mirror. And I always say, and this is in chapter, I think 1 or 2 in the book, like start a relationship with yourself, that we're so outside of ourselves. We're so into serving others and being something for other people that I would encourage you to begin being what you need to be for yourself. There are 3 sentences that have been my guiding post over the last 15 years, and I still do them in the mirror, Ariane. And that's to get in the mirror, to look in your eyes, to get comfortable with being with you, and to complete these 3 sentences. Number 1, I'm proud that you, and find 7 things to be proud of yourself for. And number 2, I forgive you for. Begin cutting the shackles attached to failure, blame, shame, guilt, and anger. And just forgive yourself for 7 different things, all the way 20 years back. And then the third and final sentence to complete that helps you to get grounded in what holistic success looks like is I commit to you that, and make a new commitment every day.
What was your commitment today?
My commitment today in the mirror, the bathroom mirror right here in New York with you, was I commit to you to stay true to self. I commit to show up and give people your true light. I commit to you, Lisa, to love you no matter what happens today. And I commit to show up and not play small for the world. And that was my commitment this morning.